Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Mr. Optimistic. Today we are going over two things today. One, it's going to be these TYWs. Two, how pretty much going to go over how my body's feeling, what I do to correct those issues, and preparing for comp day. So, TYWs, these are brutal. These are very brutal. Did these pretty much my whole athletic career in terms of like volleyball, because for volleyball, you're obviously doing the repetitive motion of swinging all the time, and you want to make sure your upper back is completely warm and functioning, and these are good rehab exercises if you have some sort of rotator cuff injury or any issues activating your upper back. So those these W's, I would say I'm gonna go in reverse a little bit. These W's are great for your rotator cuff because if you focus on these, you want to engage the upper back. You want to think as if you're squeezing a marker in the middle of your back, and you're trying not to let those elbows dip down. And those T's, you're definitely holding the lats back and down, trying to keep those nice and activated, and use those upper back muscles to bring the weight up. Do not use momentum, and do not use momentum. That's very, very important. You're going to take away everything that exercise is trying to implement. So for me, I'm doing all of those basically for main reason of my lats were tight. Mainly my right one. I have had a huge knot in my right lat, and that was really affecting my timing in the snatches. So these percentages around 75% felt around 85%. My timing felt a little off, and I was kind of struggling a little bit trying to get these snatches underway. But it's a week before the comp, and the week before the comp, you don't want to change things up at all. You really don't want to try any new technique. You really want to make things quick and snappy, which that snatch, as you saw, was not. And you just want to dial things in. This video is going to be a little bit shorter, only because the volume is lighter. Since we are going to max this Saturday, and this video was done on Tuesday and Thursday's workout. So a lot of these snatches were, I would rate them like an 8 out of 10, most of them. I kept poking my head forward, which kind of rolls my traps forward, and which prompts me to step forward to catch the snatch correctly. Very weird. I was also floaty, and it was just, everything was kind of loose, so it was pretty annoying. Again, I was killing that knot. We have this Theragun, it's called. It's think of it like a jackhammer for a massager. That's the best thing I can come up with right now. Basically, it's just kind of a knot killer, and I was using that for it was like 30 minutes or so until I was just had to keep lifting. So just kind of working the kinks out, literally, and trying to dial in these jerks. So trying to maintain that tightness in the upper back is key to keeping these jerks vertical. If you're soft at all, you'll see yourself receiving those soft elbows, right? And you also don't want to neglect that front step, because that's been a struggle for me with lighter weight, I would say. And a telltale sign that you're cutting your front step short is the knee is going to hurt. The knee is definitely going to hurt. You're going to feel that pressure build up, and then you'll feel it the day after for sure. And these squats are feeling a whole lot better. 295 feels more comfortable in the bottom position. Definitely trying to maintain that vertical torso, and it just felt good. That's kind of boosts my confidence a lot, because squats have always been, I would say, opportunity for me to get better. But during the cycle, all the squats have been feeling a whole lot better, feeling the depth and the speed coming up a whole lot better. If you saw my other videos, I've PR'd in the double and 3 rep max by about, I want to round it to about 18 pounds or so every time I attempted it. So almost a 20-pound PR every time I've attempted a max. So that's good. I feel like that's very good. shows a lot of progress that I've been working towards this whole training cycle. So doing these squats, right, you want to think of catching a heavy clean and just getting that leg drive and trying to drive that bar completely over your head. And in doing so, you'll kind of get more comfortable maintaining that position with a heavier clean, right? Segueing to Thursday's training, doing these barbell warm-ups, right? Little tedious. The bar is going to feel heavier, especially if you're tight like I was this week. Just really trying to focus that lockout position because we're hitting about 85% of our max lifts today, right? We usually do this prior to a max out, and you want to really focus on the speed of the finish and the catch of the finish. That's the two things I really think about anytime we're getting close to a max. You want to visualize that max attempt and keep that consistency throughout all of your lifts, right? So for me, it was barbell warm up, about 5 to 6 minutes of rolling out that lat. Thursday felt a whole lot better because that lat didn't feel like it was not being activated. It felt that the issues went to my bicep and my tricep, which is very interesting. So it goes to when you fix something, then another issue pops up. But I'm glad again this happens 2 weeks before the comp, so we can kind of get all these knots out of the way and feel more confident while maxing out. So another thing I was really focusing on too is maintaining that neutral spine, right? Trying to look straight opposed to looking down when I'm lifting, because when you look down, obviously your traps roll over and you're gonna be chasing the bars all day. And we don't do cardio and weightlifting, right? You just catch and stand. That should be limited movement, right? So just kind of trying to crack my back a little bit. Things were a little tight. So working up to these snatches, really trying to focus on just keeping that bar close to the body as possible. Catch, stand, keep it robotic, keep it constant. Don't change anything. You're gonna just, if you're thinking about changing anything, please consult your coach, please consult your teammate or anybody, because you really don't want to get fancy with anything prior to competing. So these looking a whole lot better, feeling a lot snappier, and again, just maintaining things. And you're gonna miss them. Just don't read into it too much. Just really focus on why you missed it. And for those two, it was like the leg drive wasn't there. It really wasn't. Just really gotta focus and not let things just get away from you too much. But you hopefully, by the time you get to competing, understand that you want to make weight about a week and a half prior to lifting. If you have a food problem, please consult a nutritionist. For me, it's just counting calories, stop eating bad stuff, and a little water manipulation just to make sure I maintain weight. For me, at the moment, I'm around 202 pounds. The weight I need to be is at 196.5, and that's not too bad at all. I usually can lose about 5 pounds of water weight about 2 days prior to the comp, if not a day after. Don't feel dehydrated at all. Obviously, bring a lot of Gatorade, bring a lot of candy for morale standards, and just make sure to bring dense carbs and protein bars. Pretty simple. But for this one, guys, the next video I'm going to post, it's going to be some of the max lifts I take, and it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully the body is completely healed by then, right? But again, guys, just want to say thanks for watching. Really appreciate your time. If you like this video, like it. If you want to talk to me, leave a comment. Again, I love to take a look at your videos, see the progress you guys have been making. Let me know. You can put in my 2 cents. Until then, I'll see ya.